So we
Right, right, right.
Ooh, no shortcuts. Might have seen yeah. No shortcuts. Here to give you motivation and a little bit of inspiration. No shortcuts. Me and the boss ain't easy. Every day somebody needs me. It's no shortcuts. I wake up stretched, say a prayer, coffee and then some fresh air. Time to get it poppin'. I got a fresh 24. Hopefully I'm blessed with plenty more. Meanwhile, I'm thankful for the fire on the inside burning. I keep earning as the world keeps turning. The thing about life is you never stop learning. Hoping everybody Maxwell, Vernon. You make a plan, then you stick to it. Even in tough times, get through it. So get to it. And make sure your family's straight. We going worldwide, you understanding me, mate? Providing a platform where like minds can meet. Closed mouths don't get fed, want everybody to eat. On Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. Tuesdays at noon, let's all get rich. It's no shortcuts. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the No Shortcut Show.
Check 1 2 1 2. We coming in loud and clear.
what's happening?
What's goody, ladies and gentlemen? It is Tuesday. It is noon time. We want to welcome you to another installment of the live interactive show you guys call No Shortcuts. Famous always early on the celebration.
Yeah, I was trying to get it early. Get you
Yes,
one.
sir. Yes, sir. While you guys are coming in, feel free to hit the likes, hit the hearts. Yes, yes. My sister's here. Quick shout out to her. She celebrated a birthday on February 18th
Yeah.
since we last got together last week. Happy birthday to her. Thank you for
Happy
the
birthday,
compliment on the
Faith.
introduction and the theme music. Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, come on in, hit the hearts, hit the likes, drop us a comment, let us know where you are watching from. Say hello. Let us know what you're having for lunch. We do understand that this is the lunch hour, so come on in. Feel free to share this on your own pages. And if you're over on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, welcome, welcome, welcome. Feel free to share, hit the
What's
like,
happening?
hit the subscribe, and we're here to have a great time. What's going on, bro? You doing all
What's
right
up,
today?
man? How you doing? I'm just getting everything situated over here. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
doing well, man. Doing
Yes,
well.
sir.
How was your
Yes.
week? How was your week? How was your weekend?
Weekend was fairly busy this past weekend. First and foremost, the chairman of the board and the executives were in Selma, North Carolina, at the
Mm-hmm.
Rudy Theater.
Mm-hmm.
We had a great time there, man. It was a sold out crowd. Interesting setup with my keys. They had a baby grand piano casing, right? And so my
Mm-hmm.
one of my keys had to sit where the actual keys of the baby grand piano would be, and then they had like a little some type of rig above it where my second keyboard went.
Mm.
So they had it set up where it would be, like a little classy look and
Yeah.
whatnot, man. It was something different, and each musician had like their own little stage on the stage,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the lights were bright and the lights were hot, but we
Of
had
course.
we had a great time. And then Sunday morning. Oh, first of all, shout out to everybody in Selma that came out and
Mm-hmm.
everybody at the Rudy Theater that was so hospitable on Saturday. Sunday morning, I was did my church function. Shout out to all the good folks at Mount Dewell Baptist Church. And
Yeah,
Sunday
buddy.
afternoon, a friend of mine was getting installed as a new pastor over at Trinity Baptist Church, and rendered services over there Sunday afternoon. So it's been, quite busy like weekend. And then yesterday my son had a dentist appointment. They were out of school for the holiday. So we've been ripping and running, getting it done, but
Yeah.
we're thankful, grateful, blessed, humble, highly favored. You know what I mean? All of that good stuff.
Thankful, grateful, blessed.
Yes, yes. We thank you all for joining us, for giving us a hour or so of your time, coming to hang out with us as you usually do. I see a lot of our previous guests are in the building today. We appreciate
What
that,
up?
guys. I was thinking about that before we came on. We appreciate that, even that our former guests show so much support. Shout
Mm-hmm.
out to Josh. Shout out to my sister. She's here. She was a former guest. I see my
Yeah.
mom is on. Shout out to my mom. Love my
Hi,
family. They're
mom.
so supportive. But we here, man. We here. How was your
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
It was good, man. I did a wedding on Friday, right? And this was actually my first wedding of this year. You know, we've done some
Okay.
other events, of course, but this was the first wedding of the year.
Mhm.
And I wasn't really dressed for it because, you know, we
Ah,
had a pretty warm week. And then I didn't
okay.
really check the weather Friday, and it was a
Oh
little
man.
cooler. It was a little cooler on Friday than I was expecting, but
Right, right.
and it was outdoors, you know,
Oh
right here
man.
at the spot here in Lancaster
Yeah.
that I'm at a lot. And
Mhm.
but it was, the wind was like blowing, the
Yeah.
curtains was like blowing crazy in the wind, but everybody had a good time, man. Yo,
Yeah. So in other
absolutely
words,
killed
you
it.
was going through it.
Yeah, I was going through it, but as soon as it was finally time for people to start dancing, I
Yeah,
think the
okay.
fact that it was so cold kind of incentivized them to get up
Oh
and
yeah, to
move,
move.
and
Yeah.
it was just on all for the rest of
That's
the night.
good.
They were up. They were up for the rest of the night. So
That's
it
good,
was a
man.
good one. It was a good one for
That's
sure.
that's awesome. And this time of year with the weather being so tricky, especially the mornings and the evenings, it's almost like you gotta
Yeah.
keep some sort of sleeves in the car
Yeah,
almost.
got
You
to,
know, 'cause
got to. I mean, I had a
especially
suit on, but still, my hands was freezing. I
oh
was just
yeah,
like this, but it was
yeah.
nice though, man. And this was the first time in a while. Like, you know, they always leave reviews afterwards, and I'll send
Uh-huh.
them a thing, ask them to leave a review. But the
Mhm.
first thing Saturday morning, the bride texted me like, "Yo, this was so great. I'm so happy with what we did." You know, she was like
Yeah.
real appreciative. Like first thing the next morning, so that made
Yeah.
me feel good. And then we went away
Awesome.
for the rest of the weekend. We went to the mountains to visit the grandparents,
There
and
you go.
we did that. We just
Sounds
got back
good.
last night.
Work hard, play hard. Ain't
Yeah,
nothing wrong with
buddy.
it, as you
Yeah,
say, ladies
buddy.
and gentlemen. Uh,
Yo,
I was, if this is your first time,
tell them what the
ladies
show
and gentlemen,
is.
our platform here, the No Shortcut Show, was a DJ Famous and I co-conspired, we
Hmm.
co-conspirators, came up with a platform that where we wanted to pretty much share our stories, being that we have passion, we have gifts, and we have turned those into our careers, so to speak. You know,
Hmm.
we are fortunate enough to make a living off of what we enjoy doing. So we started a platform for initially where we could share our story. You know, that's what we did at the beginning of season one last year. But in hopes to motivate and inspire those who may be on the cusp of stepping out, venturing into doing the
Yeah.
same thing, no matter what your skill set may be, no matter what your gifts, your passion may be. So as we started warming up into the season, we decided to start having guests on because you guys don't want to hear our story every week,
Right.
you know. So we figured we have guests on, they can share their stories, and there's always something we could take, from somebody's journey, from their beginning to where they are now.
Hmm.
So and with that being said, having guests on and you get to get familiar with them and what it is that they do. They tell you about their story and how you can get in touch with them if you want to inquire further about their services or even hiring them for their
Yeah.
services. Then we built upon that and started our No Shortcuts community, which we want to thank you all who have joined so far, and welcome, guys. We started the community so we could circulate business and support amongst each other, and it's been great so far. Even for today's show, I see we have 17 shares, and if you don't make it on live, the replay is available. It will live here for a while. It will definitely live on YouTube forever. you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, shout out to YouTube, shout out to Facebook, shout out to Twitch, and hopefully
Twitch.
soon, yeah, we ain't forget about y'all over there on Twitch, and hopefully soon we can do broadcast simultaneously with Instagram and have four platforms
Hmm.
running at the same time,
Yeah,
live.
man. Yeah, we
Yeah,
just
so
like to talk to
that's
interesting people, hear interesting stories, and we all share some nuggets. And the title, No Shortcuts, is really based on the idea that whatever it is you're trying to do, there's
hmm
no easy way to do it. There's no shortcut. You got to do it the long way. You got whether it's music, DJing, photography,
yeah,
everyone else that we've had on here, they have stories about doing things
man,
the hard way, the long way, learning in the bumps on the road, and making up for it, and until they finally get to their destination. And there's no
yeah,
easy way to do these things when you're working for
absolutely,
yourself and
yes,
figuring things out on your own. But
yeah.
it's a good time.
Yeah, so let me introduce you.
Oh, they know who I am.
There might be somebody who don't know who you are, so we got to go through the preliminaries. Ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen,
sure.
this distinguished gentleman to the left-hand side of your screen, he does many things, wears many hats. He is an event coordinator.
Yeah.
He is a digital media strategist. He is an entertainment consultant. Let's see, he's also a co-host of
Let's
this
see.
very show. He executive produces this very show by the name of the No Shortcut Show. And last but not least, I always say he's your favorite DJ's favorite DJ. And as we were discussing in the green room, we have quite a few DJs that come
Yeah,
through here, man. So if
yeah.
y'all don't,
Love
if y'all have
DJs.
an event and y'all don't have a DJ that rocks the party, if y'all part of our community, it's
Yeah.
nobody fault but your own.
Yeah, it's nobody fault but your own. We gave y'all 18 DJs already.
Yeah, yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, make some noise in the chat. Throw some applause emojis in there. Make
Yeah,
some
yeah,
noise
yeah,
for
yeah.
Mr. Travis Bizel, aka DJ Famous.
What's up, man? I appreciate that. The check's
Yes, sir.
coming in the mail, of course, for the
Yes,
introductions.
sir.
And
Thank
if y'all don't know who this dude is, man, I'm telling you, just
you. Oh man.
look up North Carolina Music Hall of Fame, member of the chairman of the board. He's also in the South Rock Hill Music Hall of Fame with Mellow Groove. He's a keyboard player, a musician, music director of the chairman of the board, producer, podcast host of this show and the That's My Story podcast.
I don't
And
know.
he wrote and produced that theme song. Shout out to
Yeah.
Jerry Midas Hardison. What's
Yeah,
happening, man?
thank you. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for that warm introduction.
for
I was
sure,
actually
for sure.
checking my Facebook memories today, and it was this day 4 years ago that the city of Rock Hill recognized my outfit, Mellow Groove, for their musical excellence in
Yeah.
conjunction with Black History Month. So it was this day 4 years
Wow.
ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
man.
awesome. Tell
Glad
them
to
about
be
our
here.
guest, man. Tell them about our guest. I got a story
Man,
to share, but I'm going to share it after we
okay.
introduce him.
Yeah. I think we took up enough time on the
Yeah,
first half of this show.
for
You know,
sure.
you guys probably got half your lunch eaten already. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, matter of fact, we had a former guest on last year, Sherry Songbird Phillips. I met this gentleman at the same wedding when I was playing for
Oh,
Sherry.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. So last fall, up in Charlotte, man, this gentleman was there, and we were chopping it up. He had me laughing. We were, shooting the breeze, as they say, while we setting up. And he's walking around doing a few things like taking pictures, helping out, wherever loose ends needed to be tied. Man, and so we hit it off. He sent me some photos and some video from that day, and we follow each other on Instagram. And I see he's been doing his thing. He represents AAM
Yeah.
Entertainment. Man, this guy is an extraordinary DJ, ladies and gentlemen. We got, hey, again, if you have an event and you don't
You
get a
need a
DJ out of
DJ.
this group, it is nobody's fault but your own. But
That's
without any
right.
further ado, ladies and gentlemen, put some applause emojis in the chat. Make some noise at home for Mr. Chris Hines, aka DeeJay Milliano. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen.
There he is.
Yes, sir. Yes,
How y'all
sir.
doing, fellas? What's going on?
What's happening
Man,
with it?
we are
Just
doing
grinding,
great.
baby. Just grinding.
Yeah, we're doing great. Before we proceed, we want to thank you for taking a moment out of your day, man, for coming on and having a chat with us and having a chat with our group and with our following and sharing some information and sharing your story with us. And we definitely know that the folks at home will be able to take something from your story and continue to be motivated and be inspired to do whatever it is that they do as well. So we thank you for joining us today.
No problem. Any way I can help, bro.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Before we
sir.
get started, I want to tell this quick story. Quick story. Small world, right? Midas just told me last week he had somebody all lined up and all that. And then when he sent me your links and said, this is who we're going to do next Tuesday, I was like, yo, I know this dude. So also in the DJ community, weddings and event space and stuff like that. And I love following other DJs. I like to see what other dudes are doing, not in competition, but just, get ideas from each other, stuff like that. So we're in a lot of the same groups, a lot of DJ groups. And I noticed, and this is back probably a couple years ago now, people would post in the group, I'm looking for a DJ. Somebody would tag, oh, DeeJay Milliano. And then like 2 or 3 different people, and this is when I was still new to those groups, 2 or 3 different people would post, oh, DeeJay Milliano. And I
Nice.
gotta find out who is DeeJay Milliano. Similar story with Josh Walker with DJ Sticks. When I joined the Charleston groups, a lot of people was tagging Josh Walker. So I said, I gotta find out who Josh Walker is. Now that's my man. So then I followed him, and I thought it was interesting because I saw your tag was like, I DJ and sell houses, you know? So I was like, yo, this dude is getting it. I like him. I like it. So I had always followed you. I'd always see, you know, when you post videos and stuff like that. I liked your stuff. Just a few weeks ago on this show, we didn't have a guest that week, but sometimes we'll just tackle different subjects. And the subject we was talking about was social media and about how to utilize these Facebook groups and utilize your social media, whatever. And I told a story about what I said was there's a DJ in one of these groups that, you know, when somebody will tag him, he'll just pop in and post a video of like a recent, like a little advertisement video and say, hey, how can I help you? And I like that. But there's another DJ that's kind of real corny with it that he's been trying to do the same thing now. So he'll post a video too. But when he posts a video, he does corny stuff like, oh, if you don't want these other DJs to blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's real corny. What this guy does is the guy who, you know, I like the way he does it. It was you that I was talking about, not the corny one. But yeah, he'll just post in there real light, like DeeJay Milliano, how can I help you? And he'll put a little video, a little 30-second, you know, whatever, boom, and that's it, without being corny with it. So we was talking about you before we knew you was coming on the show.
And I've
been trying. I don't know what works anymore because those groups, it'd be 1,000 people tagged, so it's like,
and they still don't call you.
Throw my hat in the ring,
yeah,
and then you know every blue moon somebody hit me, but it's you know I don't know. I don't know.
It's rough.
Yeah,
it's rough.
It's great to be mentioned though. It's like with anything, it's a numbers game.
It's great to be mentioned, but I'm like him now. Now I'm at the point where I'll have 3 or 4 different people tag me in something saying, "Hey, you should check this DJ out," and then they still don't check me out. So I'm like, okay.
And
that's ask for recommendations.
And then you got people that's inboxing them, and then it's like, you know, you get lost in the sauce, and then you got the cheap people, the undercutters.
But I think more importantly, and this is my perspective on it, and then we're gonna get into your story, of course. But I think just somebody thinking enough for you to throw your name out there, you know, it's outside of business that you're drumming up for yourself. So I think anything that comes of that is a plus, even though you may get more mentions than you actually get hires for. But again, it's promo. You never know who's clicking on and who's following, and when that time actually comes, you know, for some other people too. So
and I've had other people hit me too. That if Sarah made the initial post, and then other people tag me, and then somebody else who may have a wedding later on or whenever, I've had people hit me as well. Say, hey, I seen your name in the group, and then I send them the info, and then we go from there.
Yeah. So that's good. It still works. It may not be a direct A to B type of thing, but it's still great to be in there circulating, people throwing your name out.
Absolutely.
You know, because they can throw anybody's name out, but to be thought enough of where it's like, oh, you mentioned me, okay, you know. Yeah. But we're gonna get into all the meat and potatoes here in a little bit. I think we just finished our appetizer. You know, but it's lunch. We gotta keep it all on the same thing. But the DeeJay Milliano, first, we always like, before we get into everything, we always like to ask our guests about where they were born and raised, and tell us a little bit about your childhood and maybe your upbringing and siblings and things of that nature.
So I'm from Wilmington, North Carolina, born and raised Jervay Projects, moved to the north side, small town, but you know, every town got their little, we from this side, we from that side, but I'm really from like 2 sides of the town, because I moved and I went to high school on the north, so the north kind of groomed me into a man when the south kind of raised me up, so I really get love on both sides. And then, you know, my daddy was a Rolling Stone, so I grew up with 5 kids in my mother's household and my cousin. Then we got I got another 5 brothers and sisters, you know, on the other side. You know what I mean? So, it's and then it's just been a grind ever since, because you know you gotta, coming up in the projects, you gotta fight for everything that you get, and then I don't know where the love for music really come from, but I just took it and molded.
Yeah, so you there's not a like you can reflect back, and there's not like a specific moment where that you can pinpoint where you like you started having a love or passion for first, of course, listening to music and things like that. Was there a specific moment in your life
So
early
I
on
got
that
turned on to mixtapes super early. I'm talking like 91,
Mm-hmm.
92 is when I originally got turned on to mixtapes. And
Mhm.
that was really fueling that love for like the mixing, the scratching, the blending. And
Mhm.
I ended up getting a set of like 1200s back in like 92. They was beat up. I ain't
Yeah,
saying it was brand new and
Mm-hmm.
nothing.
yeah,
They
yeah,
had
yeah.
missing feet and all that, but that's
Yeah.
the only thing about
You
1200s.
gotta
Yeah.
start. You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. But 1200s built to last. So even though they was beat up, you still could do your thing on them.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I got started early. Like I remember the very first record I brought was Brand New being Boys Jump Up to Get Beat Down. That was the first
Yeah.
Wow,
one I brought. And then
wow.
from there, I just tried to get more and more. I started making little mixtapes and I started selling mixtapes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
So I had
what year is this, and how old were you when you started?
we talking. I'm still talking 92. I was 92
Okay,
when I was super young. I'm 44 now. So at the
me
time, I'm
too.
like 14,
Oh,
and
13,
I'm in high
14. Okay.
school with the book bag full of tapes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
$3.
And the tapes that you made from the 12.
Yeah.
Well, I started making mines probably on the next year in 10th grade, but they weren't professional
Yeah,
yet.
yeah,
You
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? But a couple good blends on it, a little airy. Back in the day, a little airy with it.
Yeah.
But I started growing into the love of the music, and selling more, and then I started from there. This is before CDs even hit, so it was
Mm-hmm.
just as far as being
Yes,
able to
yeah,
record them at the house,
Yeah.
yeah.
and I
Now
just
that
kept going harder and harder.
Yeah, that reminds me back to around that same time. As you're saying this, I'm thinking about shout out to DJ K Smooth back in my hometown of Sherrard, South Carolina. I used to work at the Winn Dixie there. He would come through and have his tapes, and he
Mm-hmm.
was doing his thing. And he had a nice little sales thing that he would do back then. Like if you were a frequent customer buying the cassette, he would shout you out on the next cassette. So
Nice.
you
There you
know
go.
Yeah.
you're gonna have to come back, and I'm not thinking of it as marketing back
Mm-hmm.
then, but it's like, okay, so you want to get that tape so you can hear your name shouted out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah, man, that takes me back right there. Wow.
Yeah.
All the D boys, they want they love. You got to shout them out because
Gotta
they
shout them
want
all out.
they'll pay a little extra. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You pull up on them first. You know what I mean? When you
Yeah,
pull up on
yeah, and they gonna help you spread, get the word spread that you had something. Like I guess everybody innately knows who to go to help spread the word, so to speak. It's not
Mm-hmm.
something that you even consciously have to think about. It's more of a subconscious thing. Okay, I know he knows a lot of people, and he's over there, and he's over
Mhm.
there, and collect that keep you from having to do so much legwork, so to
And then,
speak.
but back in the day, you would have places where everybody would go. So, like for Wilmington,
That
you
too.
had like the 8th Street Center. They would have summer league games. The whole
Mhm.
town is there.
Mm.
So when you
Wow.
pull up with the book bag, you can, you know what I'm saying? You can do your thing. Everybody in one spot, and then from there, once the word get out, people will be hitting you, and now they checking for you. And
Mm-hmm.
this
Yeah,
everybody didn't have a way to dub it, or record it or burn a
Mm-hmm.
CD.
yeah,
Didn't
that's
have
right.
those opportunities, so they had to get it directly from the source for the most part.
Right. And mind you, ladies and gentlemen, this is before social media. This is before
Yeah.
email. This is
Yeah.
before cell phones.
This is
You
like
might
you
have had a
said.
pager. I think I had a pager in high school.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
It's just
yeah,
tapes
yeah.
in the
This
book
pager.
bag.
tapes in the
Tapes in the
book
book
bag.
bag.
This was the free
Guitar.
nights and weekends era. You know what I mean?
Oh
Call me
yeah.
at 9. This is we going back. You know what
That big
Mm,
thick Nokia.
free nights and weekends.
I mean? You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Y'all remember when the first cell phones came out? It was like a little 30-minute plan or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Before texting.
Yeah, no texting. There was no
yeah,
texting on them things.
go over your little 30 minutes.
Yeah. We're a
All
bunch of,
right, okay.
we're a bunch of old dudes right here.
Yeah, man. Hey, but it's a blessing really because we've heard people
Absolutely.
along the way tell the stories. I remember even
Mm-hmm.
growing up initially, my parents had an 8-track player
Mm-hmm.
that had the record player in it.
Yeah.
So now we're coming of age where
Yeah.
I find myself telling my son like you know what I mean, like as
Yeah.
far as
Tapes and
CDs are pretty
CDs.
much
Mm-hmm.
tapes. Yeah, everything is pretty much obsolete. Everything is from the phone now. So
Yeah.
It's crazy how technology keeps on advancing. So nonetheless, so you got into doing your the mixtapes, and I guess hand to hand, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, so my brother was in the dope game, right? To keep it all the way
uh,
100 with you, and then he ended up buying me a CD burner. At the time, this was literally like 98, 99. CD burners was like $4 grand. It was a gazillion dollars at that time. It was a
yeah.
tower, like a 1 to 7 tower, and from there, it was over. That's all I needed. And I ended up opening up my own little music store. So
Okay.
I had a plug for the, I don't know how familiar you are, but I had a plug for the white label records.
Okay.
And
Okay. Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the DJs
Yeah.
did the white label records. So when I had the records, I'm selling records and mixtapes. And then I started just kind of, you expanded from there. When white tees became a thing, then now you
Yeah.
got white tees or whatever the hood essentials, oils, the
Yeah.
incense, the you know what I mean? I had the Don
Yeah.
Diva magazine, the Fed magazine, like whatever the hood essentials was, and
Yeah.
that's how we kind of just took and grew it from there. And this was like I opened the store in 2000. At the time, I'm like 21, so
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
have
That's
no
crazy.
clue about the business side of it. I just know to get a hood what they need, and they gonna come.
That's right.
Right. Right.
That's
Right.
right.
Yeah. We learn. It's amazing how you learn as you go. Kind of speak. We Famous and I discussed this last year on one of our initial episodes. There's no manual to go by. There's
I mean,
no
it might
rule
be
book.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
but
Now
It
there's a
might be
YouTube
now, you know.
tutorial on it.
no, but check this out. Even if there is a manual or whatever, like that, the specifics of whatever somebody can tell you still may not apply to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now you can take some pointers from it and apply, but I think everybody has their own way where they kind of just feel in their way. But there's something that you want to do, but you kind of feel your way. Then you may make a mistake or two along the way. You make adjustments, and then eventually you get to a place where you pretty much have it figured out. And
Yeah,
nothing's
trial
gonna
and
be
error.
perfect. Yeah, and nothing's gonna be perfect. Forever and always. But as we learn, as they say, when we know better, we do better.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah.
when did so I guess using that same mentality is how you got into DJing like shows and parties and things, right? Somebody needed it and you had it.
Well, okay, the first show that I did, for it's like you talk about like bringing an artist down.
Yeah.
I brought the Young Guns down. This might have been like '04, I think, when they first had dropped.
Oh,
Like it was Can't
Rockefeller
Stop,
record.
Won't Stop,
Yeah.
and No Better Love was like they had just
Mhm.
dropped No Better Love,
Okay.
and I had brought them down. That was the first artist I did.
Okay.
But it's been a slew since then. But I don't fell back from it now. But at that time, you can get artists for 10,000, 12, 15, 7, 8. Nobody's that price now.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
is crazy now. So you were doing some promotions as well as DJing then?
For sure.
Oh,
For sure.
okay. Okay. Like,
Started,
are
I
you
mean, just
still-
basically, I'm doing my own party. So people would hire
Yeah.
me to DJ their party. But
Uh-huh.
literally started. My first party was me and my man Charlie renting out a little small spot that hold maybe 175 and doing the party ourselves. And then once you get a taste of getting that door, it's like, hold up,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Right. No, absolutely. And then so you're able to so you're able to DJ the party, do some promotions, bring the artist in. And so you mentioned Young Guns, shout out to Rockefeller Records back then, now Rock Nation. We ain't gonna get into all of that, but give us a few other artists who you've had the privilege to work with or to
All right,
have
so I
on the
mean,
same
we've done. I know I did Young Dro a couple times. I did Nikki when she first dropped. I mean, she was the itty bitty, in that era off the mixtape. Gotti,
Okay.
2 Chainz, Future when he first dropped. I mean, Future was the
Okay.
biggest bag I ever made.
Wow.
I'm talking about when we booked him. This was like Tony Montana, Future. Then we talking
Okay,
about
yeah, back then.
trying to just going from the different. Jada Kiss was a big bag for
Oh
sure.
yeah, I had an opportunity to do a show, be on the same show with Jada Kiss, CI double A, I think 2017, I believe.
He killed it.
Oh, he's a good
Cam,
artist.
Jimmy, everybody that was like, Wilmington is a funny town because it's like it wasn't as South at first. So it was
Right.
like it was
Right.
heavy New York influence. So
Yeah, nah,
Jadakiss
one,
for a
like,
long time was one of the biggest artists you can bring through that he would get a
yeah.
they love Jadakiss in Wilmington.
Yeah, and the thing, real quick, just a sidebar. The thing about Jadakiss is, I think he has a heart for the people. You
Yeah.
know, I definitely feel, even though he's in the, as they say, you might be in the industry, but you don't have to be of the industry. And I think he's one, because he always, help a up and coming artists out, jump on their records and things like that. And you find them
Hmm.
a lot of places where you won't see a lot of your famous people at. So yeah, I digress. I digress.
It's all
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, go ahead, Fame.
So you still doing promotions now as well as
No,
your business?
no,
So okay.
no.
No more promotion.
Right now, every artist they drop a half a song and they 30,000, 40,000. Like you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
crazy now.
Half a song.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just it don't even be hot like nationwide. Before it would be like you got to have at least one song that everybody know. Now it's
Right.
just like they'll be regional. They'll be hot in just a few markets and they price already like 15, 20,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that 15 is just to show up and like
Mhm.
host, not even to perform the song.
Yeah.
Not even to perform that one song.
Yeah, not even to
Yeah.
perform that
It
one
was
song.
it was somebody that was having a discrepancy recently. I forget
It
the
was
artist.
Glorilla. It was Glorilla.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
They showed up to host,
Yeah.
and whoever
Promoter
booked
got
them
mad because they didn't
was thinking
perform.
the fee covered them to perform as well.
Yeah,
So
but it was a pretty big bag. Like you could have did
Yeah.
that one song.
Yeah,
yeah,
and to keep it a buck with you, once you get to a certain point, I feel as though come to the town and do a show somewhere. Then you already performed. You got your if she wants 60 for a show, you got your 60. Now
and
when
then
you
you
go
eat
to the
over there.
club, do 2, 3 little joints, and then you can get out, take some pictures,
Yeah.
whatever, and then get out of there. You ain't gotta. It ain't gonna be a concert. You do,
Yeah.
your 2, 3 main ones or whatever. Pour a few drinks into people's cup off the free rider, the liquor you got. And get out. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it should
Yo,
be.
yeah, true
That's
that.
what it should be.
Man.
But yeah, they're all thinking about getting as much as they can up front to do the least amount of stuff right now.
Yeah,
It's just
and
like,
yeah, and I was just gonna say, realistically, like not everybody can afford the actual concert. So if you're gonna
yeah,
make an appearance, that gives another demographic of people an opportunity to catch you
I
right
think so.
fast. You
And she
not,
hot.
Yeah.
Concert may have sold out. Now it's like, okay, the people who want to see you, it's still people that want to see you that couldn't. So like, all right, I'm gonna catch you at the club. And then you come to the club and you don't even want to do 2 or 3 jumps. I don't understand it. You don't know.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
take a hosting where you don't have plans on touching the mic. Like
Right.
your
Yeah.
price is your price. If they don't want to pay that, then go to whatever market that they can afford to pay it, I guess.
Yeah, and I think that goes, and I'm just using my imagination, like because some artists probably treat the fact that they do music like like they would treat a 9 to 5. You know how some people will want, well, when I clock out, I'm done. But then you have another
Yeah.
then you have another type of artist they really enjoy, and really appreciate having the gift of doing music. They can probably see how they looked at another artist and what it would mean to be able to, even take a pick or whatever with an artist. So I think you got two different type of artists, and then nowadays I say a lot of them maybe a little more on the spoil side,
That
maybe on
part.
the spoil side.
It's an
So,
artist market right now, man. Like the
yeah,
problem, what it really ends up being, the new artists come out when the first hit drop and they only 5, 6, 7,000. Everybody blowing their phone up because there's no
Oh yeah,
hot artists for that price, and now they're 15. And then as
yeah,
soon as they worth 10, they charging 20. And then soon as you know what I mean, they always backing the price up
yeah,
before they even meet the time. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And
in
what's
those little markets,
and as
people
they
probably
say,
can only afford to pay for a host.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
and as they say, be careful on the way up, because hey, the same people you pass on the way up, you gotta pass on the way
Yeah.
down.
That's
Yeah.
You
for
know what
sure.
I'm saying? So that's real talk. You're not gonna be hot forever, but what you want to do is maintain some sort of consistency along the
And the
way.
relationships, bro. It's all about the
Yeah.
relationships.
Yeah. Relationships can get you favored at and get you in situations that money can't even get you into sometimes.
Half of
So
my
yeah,
bookings are probably based off relationships.
Yeah.
yeah, fact,
Yeah. That's
fact.
important. So like talk about when you started getting out of the promotion, doing shows like that, more into the private events? You know, you DJing
And that,
weddings and things like that.
I've been easing out of the shows probably
Mm-hmm.
7, 8, 9 years ago, maybe even more than that, as the prices start to get like really, really
Mm-hmm.
crazy. But I would say about maybe 4 years ago was when I was like, look, I'm tired of trying to be the king of the club. Like
Mm-hmm.
you always trying to get hot where you can figure you be booked at this club and then that club and then this.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of felt like about
yeah,
4 years ago was when I was like, you know what? Let me just focus on weddings and
Yeah.
private events.
Yeah.
okay.
And in 2020, right as the recession, we were in the middle of the pandemic or
COVID and
whatever.
all that, yeah.
September, October was when I was literally sitting down with my homeboy Bless, and I was like, man, I might have done 15 weddings that year, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, man, I want to just get to where I'm doing weddings. That's all I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
and then we kind of revamped everything, and then I literally took my wife with me to like my next wedding. We got a bunch of footage. It was like the groom and one of the guests was having like a dance battle, and
Nice.
it was a little girl, and the footage from it was crazy. I chopped that into a little commercial, went on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, did some ads, and then I started getting some hits from there. And
Mm.
then like the very next wedding I did, something similar happened, and then I made another video from that, and then till this day, like that video was the one that kind of started getting me to the next level.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that
Nice.
the one that you sent me earlier?
No, all that stuff I sent you was like recent, like kind of from
Okay,
this
okay,
year.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
If it
Recreate
was,
that.
I got you. If
Yeah.
it was, I was gonna segue into it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Are you
we'll
still
get to
besides,
that.
can?
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that
yeah,
video
yeah,
in a minute. But what I'm hearing, and this is what I've learned over the past couple years too, is capturing that content
yeah.
is like
Easier
priceless,
to
man.
say.
And I hear other DJs all the time talking about how they can't get good pictures, they can't get good videos from their weddings. Even if you can't get out there behind the tables and do it yourself, like you did, you brought your wife along. Bring somebody along with you that can just take
You
some
better.
pictures, you
Yeah.
know, and or like really, really get nice. As soon as I see that a wedding I did has a videographer, I'm up on them all night. How you do? You know,
They
I'll make
never
it. They're
give
my
you
best
footage,
friends.
man.
Oh, I've been pretty
Yeah.
good. I've been pretty good with it.
They come by the DJ booth, you dancing and doing
Yeah,
Yeah.
all this. When they coming by, I'm like, where is? I
yeah.
never get none of this footage.
I won't ask them. I won't ask more than like I'll mention it the day of, and then I'll reach out to them one time. But if I don't get it after that one reach out, then I won't bother them. I won't keep bothering them for it. But even for that one I did this past Friday, the videographer grabbed my phone and started taking video with my phone. And
Now
then
that's
he
love.
put that's love exactly, and he put his phone number in my phone, like, yo, send me your info, send me your email so I could send you the stuff or whatever.
Right.
So when it happens that way, that's perfect. But if not, like you're doing, man, you got to get out there and capture content, man, because that's the only
Yeah,
way
for
people
sure.
gonna believe you.
Yeah, it's a
That's
commercial,
it.
right? It's a commercial when you can capture the fact that you're DJing or whatever, but you're
Whatever
showing
you're doing.
the crowd reaction. It's more appealing, to someone who may be looking like, okay, I see what say, what he's able to do as far as rocking a party is concerned.
Yeah.
So yeah, gotta have
Especially for people who don't know you. Like I came from a
Right.
small town, and I was like, a big fish in this small town. So people are still constantly calling me to go to Wilmington now.
nice.
But when you meet the new people, I shake every hand, I kiss every baby, I put my ego in the car, I leave it inside. So I don't.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be I'm the DJ, I know what to play.
Yeah,
I never had that issue. I've literally worked with people who I got way more experience running the wedding than the actual coordinator you have. And I
Yeah.
still make it seem as though, well, what do you think about if we did it this way? Kind of volunteer an idea as if it's an option, but I'm really leaning you towards doing it my way because the way that you're saying it doesn't flow.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's so important.
yeah, and I was just gonna say the fact that I MC from time to time with Famous. We used to do a lot of events back in the day, but and my schedule kind of took a little turn. But we still get together and do some stuff. A lot of stuff is funny sometimes. You know what I mean? That we may come across a song that's picked for say the
Bouquet toss or
garden-
something.
well, whatever. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so sometimes you may be like, "Not you sure you want to play that? How about we pick this song? It'd
Yeah,
be a little more
because
suitable."
they're picking a song that's not even sexy. It's not even,
Yeah.
At one
you
time,
know.
I don't know if this is with You Famous or something else I was doing, but it was like almost an AC/DC song for that. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? I'm like, that's gonna be a little harsh.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, but the point that you're saying is that itself is a skill set to know how to nudge people in the right direction without offending them or
Yeah.
hurting their feelings, so to speak.
Yeah.
I would be honest with you, man. Half of the weddings that I do are probably now where it's like I feel as though I'm actually like half of the planner of the. I just call it like music coordinating, where we lining everything up, and then
Yeah,
I'm literally like just running everything down to them. Like this is here's what I think you should do here, and a lot of times they go with it. Sometimes I'm giving them ideas they haven't even thought about because most of the time when they're booking me, they're just thinking about getting somebody for the DJ. They're not thinking about, oh, well, how am I going to do toast? How am
yeah,
I?
Right.
yeah,
They're
Right.
not nowhere that process yet. And now I
yeah,
have a system in place where I can literally help them structure the wedding without it being stressful to them. And I'll send them over a whole vendor list too if they need help with other vendors.
Yeah.
ah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Even
yeah.
though I feel
So
like
you
some of that
guys
should
are
be my
very
friend.
similar.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you,
You
yeah,
guys are very
absolutely.
similar. Y'all
Absolutely. It's a
cousins.
lot of, yeah, yeah, we play cousins. That's why I said when you find somebody that is doing it the right way, and that's what I've noticed when I follow him, I can see the systems that he used
Yeah,
and his processes, and I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. And especially, and we talked about this in an earlier episode, when we are trying to sell ourselves and our services to other people that don't know us, that don't look like us, that we have to do a whole lot more. Like we said, like in the groups, people tag DeeJay Milliano 5 times. They'll tag FMG 6 times, 5 times, 4 times, but they'll still go over there, But
Yeah,
you ask,
exactly.
you know what I'm saying? So we have to do a whole lot more on the front end with the processes and with, like you said, kissing every baby and being extra, 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 you know, to get people's guards down.
Yeah,
Because
you got to
people have,
remember they're already going out of their
yeah,
comfort zone. If you're getting booked for an Asian wedding and you're not Asian, that's accomplishment within itself. You
right.
know what I mean?
yeah.
Because if
Fact.
I was Asian, I would probably be feeling more comfortable with an Asian guy, where he's going to
Yeah.
know how to speak, let's say Vietnamese. If my grandmother wanted to ask for something, so why wouldn't I hire somebody that can possibly do both? If you know. So it's always a struggle, especially
It's a struggle.
like I've done Nigerian, Puerto Rican, Jamaican, Ethiopian, Sudan. I've done a few like international weddings and
Yeah.
not even speaking the language and still being able to kind of like download songs on the spot, play it within like the mix to make it feel like they're from home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you
Nah,
like you
that's
planned it that way the whole time.
Yeah.
yeah. Nah, that's great because you gotta have variety.
Yeah,
Depending
you
on
got to.
the occasion, or depending on the culture. I remember even rocking with Famous in our previous events, doing a Greek wedding before, and what's
Yeah.
the most recent one? A Trinidadian.
Trinidad, yeah. They were from
I know
Trinidad.
that was lit.
Oh,
Yeah.
it
Oh
was.
man, it
It
was a good
was.
time. It was a
Yeah,
good
on
time.
that
Famous
one.
put all the pieces together. Had live drummer rocking with him. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They had some
All the
keys, and I'm
them
MCing.
the Caribbean weddings, man, they got all the Caribbean music is like made to dance. It's not like
Yeah.
hip hop is just so trash right now. It's no danceable music. It's
Yeah.
like you will play the newest, hottest, whatever it is, and before the end of that first verse, they look at back at the DJ booth like,
Yeah,
yo, you gonna
that's-
freestyle or what? Like they've
Yeah.
already got tired of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
about-
attention spans are so short.
Yeah, that's that microwave music. That's a whole nother conversation.
It
though.
is.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a music episode soon.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this music a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
So that
yeah.
first year, you said you did when you did the 15 weddings, right?
So 2020 was the year that I think I ended the year with like 17. But at the time that I was talking with my friend, there was about 15 done. Might have done like 2 to 3 more. We capped off 2020, and then I revamped everything. I redid my brochure, came up with the video, started doing advertisement. I picked up started advertising on Wedding Wire and not. The next year, 2021, I personally did about 60 weddings myself. So we did it was like a 3 times jump. And then I had the bookings were coming in crazily, and I was getting like a lot of where I was already booked when people was calling me. So I brought in my homeboy, and I started trying to more brand AAM versus everybody just booking me.
Right.
So he might have done about 23 or 24, and I did about 60. So we ended the year with like 80 something. And then last year, 2022, I personally did 84.
Wow.
And then the company might have done almost another 100. So I had to bring in 2-3 more guys because some of the dates that he was booked on. And we had one day where we did 6 weddings in one day.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, man.
So how many do you have total, right? How many DJs do you have now?
So I would say, I don't want to throw a big number out there. I would say more or less 3 to 4, and then 1 or 2 other guys that
you just contract with.
They just, hey, are you free on this date?
Yeah.
But I got 3 guys that they're ready to go. Like any date that I hit them with, I'm almost like running their schedule at this point.
Sweet.
Wow.
Sweet.
And this is all under AAM, right? AAM
Sure.
Entertainment. Yeah. Sure.
Now let me ask you this, because we're about to go to the you were ending 2022, so we're gonna go to your 2022 best of video in a second.
Yeah,
but when this is where I'm at right now, so I'm about 1.5 years behind you. But I'm at the place now where when you talked about when you started getting overbooked and you had to start bringing in others. When the client is reaching out to you because they know DeeJay Milliano, how do you convert that to you're not going to be the one doing it?
All right. So the very first thing is anybody that's booking that doesn't know me personally, I'm going to automatically start trying to put that on one of my guys. So any of the gigs that I may get off of the Facebook tagging or a Wedding Wire or another vendor refer me.
Yeah.
The second I speak to them on the phone, I'm letting them know AAM Entertainment. In my initial email, I says we're a team of DJs. We have a system in place that allows you to structure your music, and I send them over a PDF of that system for them to look through it to see this is how we literally can have anybody come do your wedding, and we can all understand the assignment. This is where you put your assignment right here.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm not able to. Sometimes well, we only wanted you. Well, if you don't get me, you're still going to go hire another DJ. So why not get one
that you're co-signing?
And I'm literally going to show you that what we can and can't do. And if you want any other features, we still have that. So if you want a co-sparkler or whatever, I can still make sure you get all that provided to you.
Sweet. Yeah, that's good. That's a good way to put it. I'm kind of working in between that now. I've got a few, like I have two DJs now that are kind of, if you're free this day, I got something for you kind of thing. And fortunately, a couple times I've been able to, I already know on the front end from my first contact with the client that I'm already booked. So I can kind of say, hey, I do have a DJ for you that it's not going to be me kind of thing. But I'm still working through, how to really perfect that part of the conversation. Because a lot of them have seen me at a wedding show, or they came referred from a vendor or something like that, Yeah. So,
and another thing you're going to run into is, people are going to contact you, and you're going to tell them, hey, we're a team of DJs, and I'm going to have one of my guys are going to come out and blah, blah, blah. And then they'll still be communicating with you, though.
Yeah.
So are you going to, because see, me, I do this full time. I don't have like another part-time or whatever. So when they call me, I pick up. When they email me, I'm responding. Like my response time is like, bomb, that's all I'm doing all day long. So in their mind, they're still thinking, oh, I'm getting you. Even though I've already told you from the very jump that you're not. So I've had this appointment when they'll say, well, I thought he was coming when the guy shows up. Then he kills it, and then everything smooths back over.
Yeah, I can see that happens so easily because actually, just as you say that, we have one coming up next month, and this is the first one officially that someone else is doing. And I told her on the front end, and it's going to be at Winthrop, and Nick is right there in Rock Hill. And I told her on the front end, my guy Nick, he's right there. He's played at Winthrop many times, blah, blah, blah. She just emailed me yesterday asking about what I need for the setup. Say, hey, are you gonna need blah 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 for the setup? Like she forgot that it wasn't gonna be me.
Yeah.
But I
You're
said,
gonna run into that a lot.
when I sent her a reply, I said, yeah, this is fine, blah blah blah, no worries. Again, Nick, your DJ, has been there many times, so he knows exactly what to do. So that kind of put it back in her brain that it's not me.
Yeah.
So I think, like you, I handle everything all the way until I hand it off to that DJ, maybe a couple weeks before.
Well, so I only had one situation where I got bombed, and well, I had two bad ones, but one where he just straight bombed. I don't know what happened, and I ended up I refunded the client the whole money back, and it was because I just like, look, you paid for a service, that's not what you received. I'll just take the loss there. I'm not even gonna because they got other stuff. They got sparklers or clouds, but I'm talking about the DJ service portion of it. Like it's broken. Like you hire the original price of the service, and then any add-on, you got that. But the DJ services, you had issue with that. So look, here's your money back. I don't want to have, I just take the loss, and then we'll learn from it.
Yeah,
and how it not happen again.
You did better than I would have.
Save a bad review.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I don't think that they'll even badmouth you, because even at the end of it, when you say, when I spoke to the guy on the phone, he gave me my money back. Then the person hearing the story immediately like, well, he owned it. If you gave 100% of the money back, you owned it.
Yeah, that's good business. That's good business for sure.
Yeah, it is definitely. It's admirable.
Yeah,
not many people would have done that.
Yeah, definitely not. I want to show this video that you sent in, man. This is the best of 2022. It was a good year.
Some of the moments.
Yeah.
Tell us again how many events you had in 2022 total.
I personally did 84 weddings. Now I've done that was just wedding events. It was like 100 and change, because you got 30th, 40th, 50th.
Yeah.
Weddings,
parties, all that good stuff.
I remember a couple of years ago thinking, man, if I do, because I was still doing it part time then, but like, if I do, 20, 25 weddings, I'm straight. And then last year,
that's how I was feeling. I was just like, so I was following on YouTube. I was watching like DJ Bar videos, and I also watch. I don't know if you're familiar with Bar, but this other dude, Jason Jedi, and when he was saying that,
I follow Jedi for sure.
2 or 3 guys that work for him that's doing over 100. I'm like, oh, so 100 is achievable. Oh, I need 100. 100 is my goal. I need 100. Yeah, and I was trying to figure out how to get to that point.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I follow all those guys too. Let's show the best of 2022, man. See what Milliano's been up to last year.
All right.
Wow. Some crazy moments in there, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so to break that video down to you, we're talking about 3 to 4 different states all over North Carolina. So I did weddings in the Outer Banks, the mountains, Eastern North Carolina, like Wilmington, New Bern area. I did all the way up to like Boone and Asheville to Augusta. Just when I started advertising, I chose like 10 different cities that were all in like a 3-hour radius.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, look, that's the only way I'm going to be booked a lot, because otherwise, so it was Augusta, Greensboro, Fayetteville, Wilmington, Raleigh. I had Charlotte, like Winston, High Point, like that whole area. And then you just basically just cover this big little circle. It's like a 3-hour radius from where I'm at.
Yeah.
And anywhere in that circle, I'm willing to go.
Sweet.
Yeah, for sure, man. What about that bridge?
Yeah.
Hey, what about that bridge on the way to the Outer Banks, though? That little narrow
that's
bridge.
all you see is water.
Yeah.
The sand is blowing up on the road.
The Outer Banks, I done about took that out of my service
nice-
area, bro. That's too
Yeah, it's
far
a
for me.
nice area. It's for hump.
Yeah,
It's for
my
hump.
other guys, if they want to go, I got one guy that's super hungry. Like he like, look, man,
Yeah.
just book it. If I don't have nothing, I'm not going to stay home. I'm going to get it.
Nice.
So, and it seems like you're gonna continue to expand. You know,
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
What's the goal this year?
So like the kind of I haven't get y'all the whole story because like I've added in more stuff now. So now we have furniture as well. So
Yeah, come on,
the old
tell us
back
what
chairs.
AAM, tell us everything. Like, what's the features? Because we're gonna let the people know about how to contact you in a little bit. So go ahead and tell them what's happening
So
with AAM.
I've added on furniture as well. So I have the old back chairs, the backdrops, the estate tables, pipe and drape.
Wow.
Just trying to figure out how can I make more money. So one wedding I went to, I'm setting up my DJ equipment, and I turn around, I look up, here's the furniture guy coming in, $2,000-$3,000 worth of furniture he just rented. And I'm like, wait a minute, I just came to the same building.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be going out my way to bring the furniture and me be getting that $2,000-$3,000.
Yeah,
So that's
absolutely.
when I started trying to get more into the furniture aspect of it, and that's been slowly, for the most part, more people will add on a piece here, a piece there, because a lot of times by the time they get to the DJ, they've already hired the planner.
Yeah.
And some of these planners, they got their own whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Hey,
So what do you think about? I know there's a DJ, you know him, Joe Bunn. He's out of almost in your area. He, if you want Joe, you're gonna pay more versus if you got
premium.
somebody in this company. Would you do something like that? Like if AAM is right here, but if you want me, it's gonna be a little premium on that.
He's older, man. Joe is probably like 50, so
Yeah.
he's probably trying to cut back how many, because he's got like 12 guys.
Right.
So he's
right.
probably trying to cut back how many gigs he's doing. I still actually love DJing. So I don't want to cut back just yet. In the future, my future plans are to get my own venue, and that's all I'm working towards right now. Like I want to get off the road as much, and then just like I got a home base where I can focus on this. My guys go on the road, and then I can pick and choose my spots if it's going to be like a premium planner where it's going to be like a developed events or Devereaux or like one of those guys that when you walk in, you're doing, you know what I mean?
This
Where
is
it looks
nice.
good for your portfolio.
Yeah. That's a good plan, man. I like it. We always also like to ask for some tips as far as something that you learned along the way, that you learned the hard way, that you wish you had known, but you're glad you went through it, kind of thing. Something that didn't work, but now you know.
Man, I would say my biggest tip would be what I was saying earlier. Shake every hand, kiss every baby, and I don't give it, if it's 20 people there, talk, rock like it's 150, shut that building down. Like I've done I did a wedding, and then I got another gig from there, and then somebody else came, and I got another gig from there. Like you don't know what you're gonna get from these gigs.
Yeah.
Shut everyone down. Do not half-ass anyone. Once they pay, give them your all. Show up on time. Be professional. Be prompt. Be courteous. Be respectful. And like I said, leave your ego outside.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great.
Anybody looking to get more gigs, you need to have. If you need more content, they need to be able to see you physically. As far as weddings, they need to be able to see you physically hosting the wedding. You need footage of you talking, introductions, kind of controlling. Because at the end of the day, we're kind of narrating the wedding, so they want to see footage of that, and just they can see your professionalism. They see if you dress, if your wires aren't hanging, and you got all your speakers and stuff looking nice and tidy. People know when they walk in the door, they're like, "Yo, you a real DJ." I heard. Because we're in the era of button pressers.
Yeah, you don't just play one on TV.
DJ such and such now.
Yeah.
And they don't even know how to blend.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of that.
And
That's
a lot
what,
of them get money.
Yeah, because it's the cool, trendy thing to do, man. They seen Paris Hilton DJing on TV years ago,
Oh,
and they said,
Lord.
"Oh, we could do that."
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
I've
know?
had
yeah.
guys tell me their prices, and I'm like, man, how are you getting that? And you're not better than me. I'm not able to do that.
Yo,
But
yeah,
then
I'm there.
you ask
I'm
them how
right
many
there.
weddings you've done, and they're like, oh, I did 8, I did 9.
Hmm.
I said, well, if you lower your price a little bit, maybe you get more. The more rooms
Uh-huh.
you get in, the more babies and hands you get to shake,
Yeah,
Yeah, and
and
then
then
yeah,
raise the
build
prices.
from there versus trying to be charging 12, 13, 14 initially, and you're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
getting the amount of gigs that you need
yeah,
to
Right.
quit your job. You still got a
Yeah.
full-time job.
hmm
They try to build the whole build everything in one gig. Sometimes you
yeah,
gotta break it down a little bit. And
yeah.
like
They
you said,
gotta
that's more opportunity to meet more people. That's more networking and things
Yeah,
like
get
that.
them
and on
reviews up. You know?
Mm.
so, and if, to be honest with you, I would probably say to anybody that's like just starting out or been in the game and trying to figure out where they're going wrong and where to start at, my first thing that I would tell them would be become the best DJ you can become first.
First,
That's the number one thing.
yeah,
You need
yeah,
to be an open format
Hmm.
DJ. No matter what you do, you need to be able to. If somebody says I want rock, pop, disco, country, you need to be able to
Do all of
do
that.
whatever it does. You don't have to be the best country DJ. If they wanted a country DJ, they wouldn't have hired you.
yeah,
But
yeah.
you know what
True.
I mean? They would have just went with somebody that's a country DJ. They're
Right, right.
hiring you because they want somebody that can kind of cater more to
A,
what
a,
you specialize in.
to
But
have
if
a
you got to go in that country bag,
You
yeah.
got it.
that EDM bag, that rock bag, that whatever that bag is, you can
Yeah.
go in there and get out. 2, 3 song them, get out of there. Maybe a little later on the night, come back 2, 3 more, get out of there. You ain't got to be in there all night, but it's got to flow and make them feel as though that that you're getting your job done. And that's probably the number one thing before you even try to take on any more clients. I
Yeah.
see it all the time where people think that they know they're offering a horrible product, right? So they lower their price. They say, "Oh, I'm only this much." No, stop trying to only be this much
Yeah.
and focus on becoming the best DJ you can become.
Yeah.
Then go take on the responsibility of somebody's wedding. This isn't
Right.
somebody's birthday party. This is somebody's
Wedding.
wedding. This is their most important day, and you're taking on that responsibility and justifying it by ruining it, saying you only charge them blah blah
Uh,
blah. And,
This man
and
preaching today, man.
I've
I'm
had
telling
yeah.
you, we see this stuff.
yeah.
in the events, I've done 6 weddings this year. In those 6, I would say I've worked with 4 or 5 vendors where I'm just like, what's going on here? How are you charging people for this service? This is
Yeah.
somebody's wedding.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about photographers who taking 2 and 3 months to get the photos back,
Yep.
videographers, planners vanishing. You got a vanishing planner where you just like now
The
you
day
got to take
before you-
You can't find nobody. They're in the back. They're in the back
and
somewhere.
caterers too. I had a guy. I don't even want to say what he did, but he showed up late. He's 20 minutes late from when he was supposed to start doing his thing, and then his pants is sagging and all that. Like, bro, this is somebody's wedding. Pull your
Yeah.
pants up. You can be street once you get back to the block. But
Yeah.
for now, no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When in
Put your
Rome, you
photo
gotta do as the
for a few
Romans
hours.
do.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. That's good talk right there,
Yeah.
man. Good talk. Somebody
We gotta-
needed to hear that. Even if
Somebody needs to hear that for sure.
even if
Absolutely.
And then after you've mastered that, after you feel like, yo, I got it, then start putting yourself out there. And then even if you got to take 1 or 2 free gigs at somewhere that'll compliment you, you ain't just jumping on anything. But if you can get in,
Yeah.
that's probably the number one way. How I look at things, I say it's a pie chart for your leads, right? Where
Yeah.
you getting your leads from? How are you getting your bookings? And then it may be some on Facebook, some on Instagram, some off of past clients that you did work for, some from vendors that you work with, some from other venues that may have added you to a preferred vendors list. Wedding Wire, The Knot, Zola, Thumbtack, any of these type of little websites that you could be advertising on or buying leads off of. And it's just all it's one big pie chart, and then you really got to keep all your numbers, all your statistics, see where your analytics, see where you getting your leads versus your bookings, and then where are you getting your most quality leads. Where are you
Quality.
getting leads that's spending the most money,
Yeah.
and then maybe advertise more there versus you getting them more from Facebook, and they're always haggling on the price on Facebook. I don't even respond to anybody that says I'm looking for a reasonable or cheap.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't even
Or
respond to
budget
those.
or budget.
I don't even respond to those anymore.
Oh man,
If
you
they
got
if they inquire,
Yeah.
I'll respond. But I'm saying I don't like if they post they're looking for a reasonable DJ. I'm not going to physically go in there and comment
Right.
on that.
Yeah.
you can't be in that reasonable category all the time.
And we actually are reasonable, but what their definition of
Oh,
reasonable
yeah.
is
Oh,
means
yeah.
they want
Oh,
a $700 DJ.
Yeah. And you don't work
Yeah.
this hard and continue to grow for your price to be
Yeah.
on the low ball end. So yeah, it's great.
I would
Well,
rather somebody hit me and give me a story telling me why their budget is what it is,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then let me decide. Because I don't have a problem showing love, because there's going to be situations where, like, I had a college student hit me where he was like, "Look, I'm still in college. We just in love. We want to get married now, and my budget is this much." And it was a little lower than what I wanted to go to, so I seen if I could get him to come up a pinch, but it still was way below what I normally charge. But the story alone was making me come off of my initial price
Yeah,
versus
that happens.
cheap, reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Juan says if they want to go too low, you just bring them a mixtape. Just instead of a live DJ, have them a mixtape.
Shout out to Juan, a guest previously on our show. I think I see CJ is on. He was a guest a couple of weeks ago. Shout out to him.
What
Shout
up,
out to
CJ?
everybody. We about to.
Have you ever-
Go ahead.
Have you ever had anybody hit you? You seen them on Facebook or whatever, and they'll advertise, "Hey, we have a playlist. We got all our music that we want.
Yeah.
We just need somebody to make the announcements, do this, do that."
Yeah.
You're looking for a
So
DJ. Like,
yeah,
they
you
describe
look
the
at,
definition
they
of
say they
DJ.
don't want to we don't really want a DJ. We just want somebody to.
I mean, we could get a
that's like, I'm
jukebox
not-
if really all we really need is a jukebox. But I'd rather
Yeah.
have a DJ.
Yeah.
And then our budget is $400.
Budget is $400. Yeah, you could have just had your sister-in-law do it then.
Yeah, bring speakers, bring quality microphones, bring this, bring that. Let's have the
Yeah.
initial meeting, the exit meeting.
Yeah.
You're only going to DJ for 4 hours. The
Set up
classic,
2 hours ahead of time.
Only 4
You got to
hours.
spend 2-3 getting ready for the event. You
Yeah.
got to show up, set up, tear down, go home.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah,
Just-
hey, that's
You
like
need to hire
I'm
a
not.
DJ. It
I'm
sounds
not
like you need a DJ.
Yeah, that's like equivalent to the "I'm not hungry but I can eat."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of that. Yeah. Oh, they out there, man. They out there.
Yo,
But then
you
there's
gotta
people
come up
willing to
with-
do it. Like you said, there's so many people that couldn't get married over the past couple of years. Weddings is booming. So now everybody's a DJ. Everybody's a wedding planner. Everybody's, a photographer. And then they end up getting inferior work,
Well, I asked the bride this one time. So, you know what I'm saying? She says her budget was $500. So I asked her, I said, "Hey, would you rather have $500 in your bank account, or would you rather have the time of your life at your wedding?"
Yeah.
And she said, "I'd rather have the time of my life at my wedding." So take that $5 that you were going to spend and add 5 more to it.
Yeah.
It's $1,000 DJ.
Yeah.
And then for him, 'cause I don't.
You're gonna
the
have
DJ
the
is the
time of your
only
life.
vendor that's communicating with your guests. Nobody
Right.
else is talking to your guests.
Right. That's a good point.
How are you going to go cheap on him?
Yeah, that's a good point. We're the only ones that people gonna really remember, it's the DJs.
Talk.
If they had bad chicken, they'll forget about it pretty quickly. Oh, the food wasn't that good, but everything else was alright. If the DJ was bad, there's no but.
Yeah. And if it's me personally, I would have a cheaper venue, and like where I would spend my money would be the photographer. I honestly think the photographer is the most important vendor at a wedding.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when I'm
Definitely.
80 years old or 75 and you looking back at those photos are supposed to last a lifetime. Your grands, your great grands, they're supposed to be looking at those photos and, "Oh my God, y'all look just so beautiful on your wedding." Like, you're supposed to have those, and we got them digital now. So they're
Yeah.
gonna last a lifetime versus our grandmothers and grandparents.
Yeah.
If they ever lost those photos or the house burned up, they could never get that back.
Right.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I would probably say the photographer is the most important, and then I would probably
That music,
say DJ planner is about a 50-50.
yeah, that music and everything else got to be, because at the end of the day, like you said, you're commemorating, uh, that day, and you want it to be special. You want to look back
Yeah.
on it and be able to smile, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
done through the pictures and, of course, the music and the great time that everybody had.
And the memories that you just have of it, period. But I've also been to a wedding where the person who I thought had the least important job ruined the wedding as well. So the officiant, I had a wedding where the officiant was like, it was two older, they were their actual pastors from their church. And they had to be like 70, both of them. And then they were struggling reading. And it was just like, they kept asking. You thought it was like a skit from like a Living Color or
Oh
something.
my God!
Yeah.
And then everybody was looking around like, oh, what is
Yeah.
going on?
You gotta
And the
you gotta read
bride,
over that stuff ahead of time.
but this was somebody they personally wanted. I think
Right.
we're at the point now that that you just need to hire an officiant that does a lot of weddings. And there's some out there like Tory Weds that's like they do so many, they just can flow with it. They're
Yeah.
not stuttering. They don't even need the actual paperwork. The same, ring has no start and ending.
Yeah, there
They
you
can
go.
flow with the motions.
That
Yeah.
might be your next calling.
I
Well,
can't do everything.
That's what I'm
Can't
saying.
do everything.
All right,
You
man.
know
Hey,
what I'm saying? I'm DJing. I got furniture. We work on the building. I'm
Getting
out there with the
Yeah,
camera.
put that
I'm
little
damn near a
that
wedding
little white
planner.
collar on.
I'm almost a coordinator. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? I'm doing the most now.
That's
And I
all
don't get no tip, and it's hard to get a review after I do all this.
right.
I'm
But you
begging, can
staying
you
busy.
please leave me a review? If I send you a link, can you leave me a review, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you had a nice Instagram video. We're gonna wrap up here shortly, and we over our time. We've been having a great time.
Yeah.
And shout out to everybody who's been staying on this whole
For
time.
sure.
Yeah. We're gonna put our YouTube channel in the comments. We're gonna do that. Yeah, but I
Which video
forgot
you talking about?
what's that?
You said I had a great video. Which one you talking about?
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. On Instagram, you had the video where I think there was a lady. I think she was a foreigner,
Yes.
and
So
it was after the you finished the event, and she was
that
going on and on and on, and just about
So-
that's. I thought that's the video you was gonna send us today.
So
But she was
she's the
on-
mother of the bride. The bride is like, I guess, white Canadian. I don't really know. She's Canadian, but she's more Americanized. But the mom she
is it?
speaks mostly French. She understands English or whatever. The groom is black, but for whatever reason, there was a gang of Dominicans there. So you had Spanish,
Sound like
you
a
got
joke.
French,
Yeah.
you got Southern black, and you got white.
Uh-huh.
And we were like, it was like 10, 11 different genres of music played that day. I'm talking about merengue, salsa, like a little bit of rock, a little bit of pop, a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of classic oldies, Motown. Like we were like everywhere. That's why she was like, you went here, oh my God, it was
I saw that
fantastic.
video.
Yeah, that's
great.
good. That's my kind of party right there. I think I remember one of the very first videos of yours that I saw, and again, this is going back last year or maybe even the year before, was after the wedding, and you had the bride and groom sitting down, and you had them on camera saying, "Yo, DeeJay Milliano was great. This was awesome." They was tired. They was sweating. I was like, "Yo, he got them after their wedding to do a live review on video."
Because that's the
I
only
love
time
it.
they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta catch it right there.
My man, his tire was halfway off.
My page got
Exhausted
hacked.
on purpose.
My Facebook page got, and that hurt me. That hurt me a lot. My Facebook page got hacked. So that I DJ and sell houses, I don't even have access to that now. It's just sitting there
okay.
dormant. I can't even do nothing with it.
Okay.
I had to create a new page, and my new page, for whatever reason, the algorithm saying, "Nah, we ain't gonna let this one blow up." Like,
Yeah.
what
It's
it
not
is.
doing what the other one did.
No way, no how. Luckily, I was able to get a little momentum going before my page got hacked.
Yeah.
Now,
Absolutely.
you actually sell houses, or that was just part of it? That's
No,
part
I'm a
of
real estate agent as well, but
Oh,
I had
okay,
the real
okay,
estate.
yeah.
So I'm a licensed realtor, but the market took that turn, and then there was no houses, and then Now the interest rates are sky high, and then the DJing just kept booming.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of just fell back and focused on what was working.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
as you
I'm gonna
should.
keep my license and stay whatever
Yeah.
I gotta do to stay act as far as to keep it current.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And then if it, when the market changes a year or two from now, then we're gonna get that money too.
Sweet.
Yeah, get it all. Well, hey,
Yeah.
listen, tell the folks how. Did you have something else, famous? I was
No,
gonna
I
tell
was
you
gonna go to the same place, see where you
contact.
could.
Yeah,
How
can
can they get in
everybody?
contact with you?
So Instagram is Mr. Mister Well Connected, and you also got the AAM Entertainment Group page too, where you can follow like me and all the DJs. Facebook is AAM Entertainment Group. Online, aaменtertainmentgroup.com. We answer all emails, all messages, all texts, all calls. And if you're
Okay.
looking to have the time of your life, holla at us. We ain't the cheapest, we ain't the most expensive, but I can guarantee you won't be looking for no money back when the event is over.
That's
There you
right.
go. There
Good
you
deal.
go.
AAM Entertainment Group
That's
and
on all platforms.
All
AA.
platforms.
at Mr. Well Connected. Shoot
And
him
then,
a follow.
if any of y'all are looking to, I don't know how y'all travel. Anybody looking to travel? I also travel as well. I'm a big traveler. Mr. International Millie is what I call my travel page. So if
Okay.
you're looking for travel tips and stuff, International Millie. I got my
All right.
trip to Greece coming up in April. We're gonna do it
Yes.
big out there.
Now, International Millie is on what platform? That's a
It's
website. Or?
Instagram.
Okay,
Instagram.
International Millie. That's all one word. I'm gonna
Yeah.
type it in.
For sure.
Oh yeah,
Gotta-
yeah. We got another
MILLIE.
guy.
We got to connect you with
MILLIE.
our guy Juan Velasquez, cruise planner. He's into travel as well, not just
Yeah.
cruises,
Okay.
everything.
I don't do any cruises, but if he can plug me with any
Did I do that right?
let's say like travel tips as far as like, hey, reach out to this tour guide in this country or
Oh yeah, Juan got you.
excursions and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do no boats. I don't like to be limited. Like me, I'm not going to be on the resort. So I don't even do resorts for the most part. I'm with the locals. I'm getting the good, authentic food, the regular price, not that
Yeah.
resort overcharged price.
Yeah,
I'm
there you
somewhere
go.
where it's like, the real deal.
Yeah, Juan's got you. He said, just let him know where you're going. Reach out to Juan at
Juan,
Cruise
just hit me
Planners.
up on that page, International Millie. I'll
Yeah.
follow you back. Let's
Yeah.
network, baby.
Let's network. That's what this community's about.
Yes. Exactly. That's what we hear. So we got a few people that do trips and planning and all of that. We got plenty of DJs. We got musicians. We've had
Absolutely.
people that have like my sister. She makes wreaths and all types of home decor. And we've
Yeah.
had mobile bartending services
buddy.
and whatnot. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. So we just trying to build over here, ladies and gentlemen. And we
Your
appreciate
net
y'all hanging out
worth
with
is
us.
accumulated to your network.
That's right.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
right.
We've been on an hour and 20 today. We normally be out of here about
I can
about
give
1
y'all
o'clock.
another hour.
We're gonna run it back. We're gonna run
I
it
got a
back.
whole
We're gonna do
page
a
of tools I ain't even tap into yet, man.
yeah. We're gonna do a music show. You're gonna come in on the music show with us. We're gonna do a music
Yeah,
one,
whatever y'all need.
and we'll definitely have you back for more as well. Shout out to A Touch of Faith.
Yes. Oh, so real quick, it was her birthday,
Yeah.
February 18th, and my sister's doing a live tonight. Guys, what time are you doing it, Faith? I think I'm dipping my chicken nugget in
I
the
think she
sauce
might be
tonight.
off. She was on a lunch break, I think. So
Oh, she might be. I think she just commented, "Touch of Faith," right?
it was someone else. I think it was your mom that commented that.
Nah, it's her. It's her.
Oh,
I
is it?
see her name over here.
Oh, okay.
But
Her
she's
name's not on here.
Okay, whatever the case, she going live. I'm a host.
Tonight?
She's doing a little virtual birthday party. I'm thinking it's at 7. We're gonna play a few games and all that tonight. So I'll share it on my Facebook page if y'all want to come back through around 7
Let's
and
do that.
hop in and hang out. Yeah. It's been great, DeeJay Milliano, man. We
For
For sure,
okay.
likewise.
Yes, she said 7
It is
o'clock.
tonight
All
at
right,
7.
cool. Yeah, so if y'all want to hop back in on my Facebook page, I might even share it in our No Shortcuts group. I see how
Of course you should.
things flow, But yeah, it's been great, man. Great chat. Thank you, everybody,
Thank you, brother,
for
for hanging out with
hanging
us.
out. Yeah, it's been a
For
good
sure.
time. Definitely a great time, man. Would you like to have any closing words, DeeJay Milliano before we
So,
slide up
to all the
there.
people that are listening and watching, keep grinding, keep your head up, keep your faith in God. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. And if what you're doing ain't working, go back to the drawing board. It may be the way you are approaching it, but it can be done with the right planning. If
That's
not, don't
it.
be scared to hire somebody and spend a little money to get the planning you need.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
The game is to be
Famous?
sold, not to be told. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
why
Famous,
everybody's
you got
selling
any?
master classes right now.
That's it.
Yes,
That's it, man.
Famous,
That's
you got any closing remarks?
Nah, that was perfectly said, man. It was definitely nice hearing from DJ Milliano, and
Man.
shout out to everybody that watched us. I'm gonna do my closing credits real quick before you do
Me too.
yours.
Follow my new pages, baby.
Yeah, follow his new pages. We got to get his algorithms back right to where the old one used to be. So we got
Go
to
there, like.
shoot them
Like
things
and
a follow and a like, and throw a couple emojis his way to start to get his interactions going.
Matter of fact, everybody hit the hearts and the likes one more time before we get out of here. While
Yeah,
get our algorithm
absolutely.
up too. You heard? Go
Yo,
ahead.
I forgot what I was going. Oh, shout outs this weekend. I'll be at the Rebel wedding show in Charlotte, and then the actual weddings really start to open up in March. But shout out to Juju Lee Events, of course.
Yeah.
And Behind the Bar Charlotte.
Where's the
and
Rebel wedding
FMG.
show?
It's at I'll tell you if you wasn't asking. Hold on. I gotta look it up real quick. It's at a I forget which. It's at one of them breweries in Charlotte. Sugar Creek. Sugar Creek Brewing. Yeah. So I'll do that one, and Juju Lee Events and FMG Entertainment and Touch of Faith. What's up?
Yeah, and I'm gonna piggyback off that. Touch of Faith, Smooth Sales,
Smooth
Praise
Sales.
and Faith, Gospel Shop, Our Power Community, the chairman of the board, the executives, Mellow Groove, our Earth, Wind and Fire family, our Honeycomb family, and actually as a promoter, they're working in Canada trying to get the chairman of the board and the Honeycomb up to do a show together in Canada. So shout out to Shelly, shout out to Kathy, shout out to Wendy, the Honeycomb, and I'll just be this weekend. I'll be at Shay's Lounge with Rod McCoy.
Okay.
Our chairman of the board, guitar player. Yeah, him and Brandon are doing we running back that Tony tribute from last fall.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's sold out already. Again, I looked yesterday. So, but that's Saturday night, Shay's Lounge, a nice little venue down in Columbia where they have music.
To roll through there.
It's sold out,
see.
bro.
Oh, is it sold out? Oh, okay.
I'll get you in the side door and let you carry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could be roadie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my wife went to see Brandon at Shay's Lounge like last year or 2 years ago. He was down there doing something.
Okay.
We went down.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. Where you gonna be at this weekend, Miliano?
So I'm doing the model roll call with Developed Events Sunday, but I don't have anything Friday and Saturday, so I'll probably do a date night, and then Sunday I'm gonna do that.
Oh, awesome.
We in that downtime. By the time the weather changes over to warm, where it's no chilly nights and no chilly mornings, we gonna be full steam.
It's
It's only
out.
like 1 gig a week right now, baby, but next month it's getting better.
Next month is gonna be.
Enjoy it. Enjoy the free time now.
Yeah,
Sure. Because it's gonna be.
absolutely.
We're gonna be getting it here in a little bit, folks. We
Cool.
ain't gonna hold y'all no longer. We know your iced tea is done. Your plate is empty from your lunch hour. Some of y'all that went ahead and clocked back in and still got us playing in the background at your
We appreciate it.
We thank you so much. Please be sure to share this with other friends. Somebody tag them in the comments. Somebody that needed to hear this conversation today. Go over to our YouTube. We're gonna go back. Drop that in the comments. Go over to our YouTube. Like some of these videos. Make sure you subscribe. And we're trying to build this community. Build it up together, man. And I think we on to something great here. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
And thank y'all for your time. We're gonna run it back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, 12 p.m. noon on Tuesday. Thank y'all so much. We're gonna go ahead and get on out of here so I can pick my kid up from school in a little bit. Peace, love y'all, man. We holla back. still here?
I'm finishing now.
Hey.